I don't know. I think I'm not done. Uh, I got to eat something, so I wanted to add a little more. So, cities like Palestine, Ohio, that the train turned over and spilt all them chemicals, and Flint having the water and no new mains yet. And no, like not every house has had its internal plumbing changed, and so the water you still have to be careful of. Um, there are old mains that had holes in it that weren't fixable by phosphates, so there's bacteria still hanging out in some areas. Um, I don't know why people keep saying it's over. We're working on the blight now. That's just a tactic to make y'all think that we ain't living through this freaking horror story of a movie like Aaron Brockovich. Has the media died down? I mean, yeah, they gotta make money too, and well, we're gonna get out of here, but not because I want to leave I love my neighbors. You know, when I first came here, I didn't want to come back because I lived over by Kettering, and there was a lot of shots because there was a gang thing going on. Well, somebody shot somebody's sister, and so they all went on a crazy hunt, and that's why the gunshots were going crazy for a while over there. So I thought, oh my gosh, I don't want to come back here, you know. Well, we ended up coming back and found a really nice place. You know, this house is taking really good care of us. I'm so grateful to the family that, you know, worked with me and my kids and kept this roof over our heads, and I take care of it the best I can. I've ripped out all the carpet and working on the hardwood floors slowly. I know I've been saying that for years, but my slow and your slow are probably two different slows, because slow before I got disabled from the water was like I could clean the whole entire house from the upstairs back room all the way through the upstairs, every single room, the hallway, the stairs, the windows, everything, and then all the way down to the basement, and have the whole place done in a day. Well, now I gotta do a room at a time, or maybe two, or if I'm just doing a light cleaning, I can maybe do a floor, and it's 2 floors plus a basement. And then I gotta do home repairs, and then my husband does the car repairs most of the time. I do some car repairs if he's not available, and I can do it, but if I can't, I gotta wait for him. But just how differently I mean, how much it has affected our lives. Like, you know, one, people are sick of hearing about it. Oh, well, why can't you just let it go? And why can't you just live a normal life now? And oh, well, you know, why don't you go back? Like, they're not saying this crap out loud, but like, you know, why aren't we going back to talking about regular crap like the weather and your favorite animal or whatever, and your dreams and your hopes and stuff? Well, your hope and your dream is to survive and to get your kids better and to make sure that the grades are doing okay and make sure that they can read and write. And we used to have to memorize and do cursive and all that stuff. I'm not an idiot. I went to college. I was going to med school. I had to drop out because my GPA would have dropped, and I wanted to go back to college, but then I got hit with the water crisis. So there's a big thing right there. I haven't been able to go back to school because of this crap. I wanted to be a conservancy officer, I think that conservation officer. I found out that you could do that without a college degree, and you get four-wheeler or truck, trailer, and whatever machine you need at the time, if it's a snowmobile or a four-wheeler, and then you basically are like a DNR hey you guy. So like the DNR is your boss. And that's what I wanted to do. I was like, heck yeah, that sounds badass. I could be like almost like a police officer. And well, that fell through. By the time I get 100% better, or even 85% or 90% better, whatever they think I might get better, I'm going to be too old to be a conservancy officer. Or conservation officer. I don't know why I keep saying conservancy. But, there's a lot of things I won't be too old for, so that's okay. Just adjust my life again. But that's what people go through. They gotta adjust their lives. They gotta take a pause because they got another health ailment. And not stuff that they cause. This is not people causing their own health issues. This is not people, like, I'm not talking about somebody that's drinking a fifth every day, morning, noon, and night, and causing their own liver to fail. I'm talking about somebody that doesn't do anything unlawful and then has to struggle and then be judged because they're disabled with an invisible disability. See, unless you're unless your hands are like curled up and you got a cane or a wheelchair or eye patch or something to show that you have a disability, people have a hard time believing that you're disabled. Also, if you're a little younger with a disability, like my children, I can't imagine what they're going to go through at 18, 19, and 20. When they get jobs, and hopefully we can find some good people that treat them right and give them a good run. I know there's opportunities for disabled people, but I want some good stuff, like something that their dreams are made of. And so there's that worry, and then worry about having grandchildren, and that's stuff we don't even talk about because you don't want the kids to be traumatized thinking about whether or not they can have kids when they're still kids. So that's not something we really talk about. We just make sure that we're trying to get them healthy, and hopefully that will resolve itself. The amount of time that I have had to put into our health and mental health for the kids as well, because they're dealing with neurological issues that impair their learning abilities, so they get bullied by teachers and children. There's some teachers that are really great, and they really break it down for them, and they read it to them a few times and make my kids feel great. But then there's other teachers that are like, you should know this by now. Excuse me? Did you read their IEP? Did you read any of the information I sent you? Did you read any of it? No? Oh, okay. So you wonder why you got to call people like Genesee County Mediation into your IEP meetings. Because you got to protect yourself. Like, I take so many pictures of everything I do with my kids. Whether it be homework, their supplements, the doctors. I keep all the record, everything. Every single piece of paper. I don't care what it is. Writing, math, social studies, whatever. It's all kept. That way nobody can say I didn't help my kids. I'll drop 10 loads of paperwork off on your desk if you don't believe that didn't help my kids or whatever. I helped my kids. I still help my kids. To the point where I wear myself out. So, and I know there's a lot of you other mothers out there doing everything you can, and fathers doing everything you can to make sure you're doing everything, crossing every T and dotting every I, and just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Slow baby steps are still steps forward. Sorry. I don't like the fact that so many people knew what would happen if you didn't put the anti-corrosive chemical in there, and that certain people happen to be in these cities first when the stuff first happened, being the leaders in trying to make it right. And then back when I was still married to Adam, my ex, the father of the two kids that are affected the most, we had a lot of people from the news and people wanting to help in and out of our house, government people too, and one of those people were college students of Mark Edwards. Remember him, right? Well, yeah, so that's one of the people I know that have been to other states and been there testing. So just follow the names, because they use the same people. Not in all the places, but they use the same people over and over. But he was the one that was testing, what's her name? The first lady. It's water. Anyway, there's just so much that so many people have lost. I just don't think that 18 minutes is enough to explain. I mean, when I met with the Navajo Nation, these people were poisoned by uranium and had like ovarian cancers and stuff, and this girl was told she'll never have a child, and she had a miracle baby, and she fights for the survival of her people, and that's why they have Flint and the Navajo Nation put together, because it's similar but different. So like that, nobody's really doing anything about it, and it's just happening and nobody really cares. They say they do, but you know, unless you put actions to your words, like I said before many times, that if you're healthy and you could do stuff to change things, you need to do that, because you got a bunch of unhealthy people being attacked and being, you know, basically we have to be our own fixers. So I'm doing everything I can to get better so I can help fix this situation. You know, I may not be able to fix Flint itself or any poison city, but I can help future generations learn to not go through this again, and then keep that information alive from generation to generation. So, you know, just don't give up. Some days are gonna be really hard, some days won't be, some days will be fun. Some days you'll seem like you're, wow, I haven't had a day like this in forever. And then it'll be forever again. But so I just wanted to offer, I mean, this kind of, if you want to tune off or whatever at the end here, but I'm going to offer a moment of, I'm going to do hang on, Alexa, timer for 60 seconds. So 60 seconds of silence for those that we have lost during the water crisis. Well, prayers and blessings. I don't know what I just all rambled, but hopefully it made sense to some of you. Thanks, Alexa. Stop. Alright, well, have a good day, y'all. I'll see you in the next one.